Okay, Bismillah. We are recording. I think we're going live now. Okay, Bismillah. We are live. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, brothers and sisters and friends. This is your second official weekly news roundup. My name is Salman Butt. I'm your one of your hosts from Islam 21C's news write-up. And just to introduce now, with the magic of show business, Shahid. Assalamu alaikum, Shahid.
Walaikum assalam.
Okay, so Shahid Chowdhury, of course, is our news editor, and this is our weekly short live stream just to discuss what's been happening in the news in a short bite-sized kind of format. So, Shahid, why don't you start us off? What's been going on?
Yeah, sure. So, as you guys might know, there was the big story with MPAC UK recently. So obviously they've been trying to push Prime Minister Rishi Sunak to kind of disavow the BJP kind of wing of his supporter base. And as a result of doing that, much needed work, two major news outlets in India have been kind of abusing them and throwing accusations at them, saying that they're Hindu phobic, saying that MPAC UK support grooming gangs, all sorts of absurd things like that. And obviously, as we know, I mean, Rishi Sunak is pretty open as a Zionist, so it would probably logically follow that he's probably a Hindutva enthusiast as well, both being nationalist kind of ideologies. Obviously, he hasn't come out yet and said, either one way or the other. So we're kind of waiting on him to kind of clarify on that point. But it is quite concerning that, the likes of ZTV and Ajtak, I mean, they both have tens of millions of followers online. So it's quite alarming that, they've managed to kind of put forward this false news story that kind of disparages MPAC UK with complete falsehoods. And obviously the mainstream media has not taken it upon them to kind of report on that. So obviously we've come out and we've kind of backed them, but it's quite concerning that, they've been able to kind of just say all sorts of things and no one's pulling them up on it. So it's quite concerning.
Yeah. And what can people do to help MPAC UK in this time?
So they've released an action alert recently. I think that was earlier this week. And if you go on their website, you can lodge complaints with Ofcom in the UK if you're in the UK, and you can also lodge direct complaints with Ajtak and ZTV, as well as basically just spreading the news and just sharing the information online. So anything that you can do will definitely help in that regard.
Okay, excellent. You also wrote about Confucius Institutes in the UK. Tell us a bit more about that. You see, I went to Brussels. I messaged you earlier on this week. I went to Brussels to meet some senior Uyghurs from the Uyghur community, and in the airport, someone stopped me and said, this is a really good and important article. Who wrote it? They're trying to find out. I didn't grass you up, but they were like, it's feeling really kind of relieved and happy that more and more Muslims are talking about, the Uyghur issue and what China's getting up to, that they've been talking about for a while. So give us just a summary, please, of this two-part series on the Twoheaded Dragon.
Absolutely. So one of the parts was on secret police stations, and the second part, as you mentioned, on Confucius Institutes. So they've been around, I think, nearly 20 years now. And what it is, it's run by the Chinese Ministry of Education, and they purport to kind of provide a kind of funding for learning the Chinese language, Mandarin, and so on. But obviously, at the same time, there's been a lot of people who have been saying that they're very much able to censor what information is being put out there, what students are able to learn about the Chinese culture, and so on. So it's being used primarily as a tool by the Chinese Communist Party to kind of control the information that's out there. And it's quite effective because obviously they've been active in, I think, over 500 locations. They had a target of 1,000 by 2020, but that fortunately hasn't been met. But they're spread all around the world, and basically what they do is they come into existing institutions. So, for example, they'll look at an existing university, they'll apply, and they'll get funding, and then the host university will accommodate them. And they're basically allowed to kind of teach whatever they like, and they also have the permissions, the power to kind of censor or prevent certain things from being taught
Yeah.
by the host university. So
Wow.
it's quite alarming.
So yeah, I mean, at this conference, we went to this International Uyghur Forum, and they were talking about Chinese police stations. They were kind of opening and mentioning it openly. Chinese police
Yeah.
stations, kind of all around the world, and it's kind of you know kind of shocking. Um, but there was also this another story. I just bring it up on the screen here. I don't think you can see these, but I've got list of things. The World Cup 2022 Qatar ambassador comments about so-called homosexuality.
Yeah.
This has been in the news a lot as well, in the kind of mainstream news. What are your thoughts about that?
It's an interesting one. I had that written down as well, actually, funnily enough,
Mm.
because I think a British minister recently he was in hot water after he said something like respect the laws of the country or something. And I don't know, it just feels like it's a very sensitive topic because obviously Qatar is a Muslim country.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the fans, I'm not sure if it's going to be majority of the fans, maybe non-Muslim who are attending. Obviously, they have their own habits and so on. Some people they go to football matches and they have alcohol and so on. I don't know how much of that's going to be tolerated, how much isn't. It's going to be quite interesting. And I think there was something in the news recently as well where I think a number of British police officers are going to be attending as well. So that's going to be quite interesting. I think it will
And I
kind of
think the
ease.
British are
Yeah,
kind of unfortunately, infamous abroad. When it comes to the behaviour of some of our fellow
yeah.
citizens getting drunk and causing destruction and chaos and stuff. And yeah, it's probably a lot of them gonna, they could end up in prisons in Qatar, which probably aren't a nice place to be.
No, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but that
Okay.
starts, I think, on the 20th, so
Yeah.
25th, so not long to go.
So gonna
Yeah.
be reading and writing more about that as it starts, inshallah. What else has been going
So,
on?
so we've also had our themed week, the
Oh yeah.
Reviving Vegan History Week. That's going well, alhamdulillah. So we've got 3 articles out so far. They all focus on one specific sheikh or scholar.
Hmm.
And on top of that, we've also got an article out on the first ever Islamic Republic in the Ummah's history, believe it or not,
Yeah.
which was on the Islamic Republic of East Turkestan from 1933 to 34. So we've got 4 articles out so far. We're still spinning them out. We've got a few more in the pipeline. But yeah, it's been going very well. It's been very well received on social media. People have been really engaging, so it's been very good to see.
Excellent. Excellent. So yeah, it's even before the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, 1947, was the
Yeah,
Islamic Republic of East Turkestan, 1933, and then again in 1944. So one of the things that that was discussed in the Uyghur International Uyghur Forum was kind of some research projects and stuff rebutting China's claim to having ancestral kind of connection with the so-called Xinjiang province, which is East Turkestan, occupied East Turkestan, and it's important that one of the campaign objectives for Stand for Uyghurs is to, of course, revive the sense of East Turkestan being a central and integral part of the Ummah. Just as someone might think of Pakistan or Bangladesh or Indonesia or Saudi Arabia or Morocco as part of the Ummah. Likewise, they should feel and know about East Turkestan being a central part of the Ummah. So this is our, attempt to kind of reconnect the story of East Turkestan and these people, these heroes historically and legends, with the rest of our brothers and sisters around the world. And I was kind of flicking through it on my phone with some Uyghurs there, and someone said, "Oh, that's my sheikh. I studied with him." So some of these people, they're kind of very recent. Rahimahullah, like Sheikh Abdul Hakim Haji Mahsoum, Rahimahullah. They're very well known, and they have an impact, a lasting legacy, on the activism in East Turkestan, and especially in the Uyghur diaspora.
yeah.
Kind of getting rewards, inshallah, in their grave. Allah have mercy on them all. So anyway, I guess we will just wrap up there briefly. Just trying to make this a very short, maybe 10-15 minute max stream every week, brothers and sisters. If you have any suggestions, let us know in the comments below, and also get involved in the conversation. If you like this stream, this video, give it a like and a share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you see one, to be at the front of the queue when we come out with these on a weekly basis, inshallah. That's it from me. Shahid, final words?
No, that's all really. I mean, as always, if brothers and sisters, if you have any positive stories or if you have any suggestions or recommendations, please do get in touch with us. Jazakallah khair.
Excellent. Barakallahu fikum. And that's it for now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.